I love the Carbon River Valley because of its remoteness in relationship to the Seattle-Tacoma metropolitan metropolis. And for me, it is going into a quiet world. After you leave Wilkeson, basically there's hardly any development. Wilkeson itself is small. The Carbon River Valley at one time had coal and timber harvesting out there big time 100 years ago, and now it's gone and it's reforested, and it really looks beautiful. If I want calmness in my life, I take the 40-minute drive and go over the high bridge and just look at that valley and say, my life is okay today.
My history with the valley is very personal. My father logged up here and brothers in the 40s, and I've lived up here a few different times. But when we first moved up here in 1971, there was so much wildlife that you had to drive the road slow because deer and coyotes and everything were all over the roads. There was so much wildlife. And when I came back in the 90s, it was absolutely barren. And I was walking up here 3 or 4 days a week, and the same apples that fell in the old town of Fairfax, the winter apples that fell in the fall were still there in the spring. Nothing had eaten them. That means there was no bear and deer, coyotes, nothing was up here. The valley had been logged extensively. The hunters and the trappers, poachers, everything had entirely wiped out the wildlife. So this jewel that we have up here, this rustic valley, my main concern is to restore the wildlife and make sure that the wildlife corridor is kept open.
The Carbon River Valley is at the northwest, if you will, reaches out from the northwest corner of Mount Rainier to Tacoma, Seattle. And the small towns that guard it, so to speak, its entranceway are Buckley, Carbonado, and Wilkeson.